going on? Let me drop this other earpiece in so y'all can hear me a little clearer. Yeah, what's going on, people? Shout out to you coming through. It's gonna be a quick one, just walking, bro, just riding and talking, you know. So, what do we really have going on with society and this money, man? Right now, I was gonna drop a video, but I was like, I might just talk about it. Like, most people, man, we can't even afford to eat out anymore. It's getting too expensive. And then, you know, most of the place we eat out, the food is not even that good anyway. Cool gamer, what's going on, man? I ain't seen you in a minute. So we haven't really, you know, been having situations to where, you know, we've been doing good. You know, a lot of people go through situations where they have to, you know, make ends meet by any means. You know, it's what's that old cliche saying? You know, rice and beans, canned goods. I mean, it comes to a point, man, well, we can't even really eat out no more because, honestly speaking, so what's the name of the podcast? Grits and Eggs. The guy was like, that's the reason why he named that podcast Grits and Eggs, because that's all he used to eat. He was so broke, all he can afford was grits and eggs. You know, that's like back in the day, I used to eat hot dogs. Hot dogs, Lisa J. Stocks, what's going on? Hot dogs was one of the cheapest things to eat back in the day. A loaf of bread, and then all you needed was some ketchup. You know, noodles was like the cheapest thing back in the day. People eat noodles. Like, once I found out noodles don't break down in your body like that, I don't even eat noodles like that. Like, I think the last time I ate some cereal was probably around when my twins were maybe, I would say 6, because I think I went to school, ate lunch with them one time, so maybe 6. I mean breakfast, so it's maybe 6. One of my twins got honor roll or something, something like that, when they was like in kindergarten. So I went there for that. So when it comes down to it, man, like cereal, don't even eat cereal. Noodles, like the cheapest things can harm my body so much. You know, like liquor, man. People drink alcohol. The cheapest alcohol gets you drunk the fastest. I remember a lot of guys drink wine back in the day. It's called them winos, but the wine that they drunk got them drunk faster than going to get big bottles of liquor that was supposed to be this and that. Oh man, don't worry about spell check. Hey, it's the thing when it comes down to it. Sometimes I do push the talk, so it texts out anything. So don't worry about it. But like I said, man, when it comes down to it, just eating out is starting to be a hassle. Like, I think the other day, normally I eat out with my family is about $80, maybe 90. It was 140 the other day. We did a crab boil. Don't you know I can make that same crab boil at home and it'll probably be almost half the price. Close about that, and I have leftovers. You know, I got fish. My other son got chicken tenders. We both got fries with that. My son and my wife got a crab boil. I got a mini crab boil, I can say that. Because all I had was 1 potato, 1 corn. Seneca was going on. I had 1 potato, 1 corn, shrimp, and that was it. I had pork sausage, so I didn't eat the pork sausage. My other son, well, his crab boil, he got shrimp. I wasn't trying to get him because he wanted snow crab and he wanted Dungeness crab. I'm like, no, you're a child. You're not balling like that. So, but his mom gave her some of her lobster she had. But I'm like, my wife crab boil, hers is like, I think about 50 something, and my son was around, I think 40 something. So I got crab boil and I got a fish plate. I think the fish plate, it was pretty reasonable. It was about for fish and fries. No, $15 for fish and fries. My chicken and fries, and that was $15. So it was a pretty reasonable price. We all got drinks, but I can make that same crab boil at home for $75. You know, maybe even $60. Make the same crab boil and all the fixings with it. For I say about $70, $75, I can make all that at home. April Showers, what's going on? April Showers, nice to see you come in. Y'all hit that like button coming in. And all the people that's cloud watching, shout out to y'all too. But like I said, man, it's getting hard. Like a lot of people, they can't afford to eat out. And then you got to look at the amount of money that you spend eating out. You can have that at home and get the bigger, better bang for your buck. The other day, my wife, she cooked salmon. She had got a $30 salmon. I think it was, I forgot how many pounds it was. But it was a big, long salmon, you know. And she cut it in half. It was so big to put it in the pan. She sauteed it. And what else did we have? Green beans, mashed potatoes, gravy, and it was something else. And I'm like, man, it was good, you know. And then I'm like, if we would have went to a restaurant, salmon plate easy, $25. You know. One day my wife was real hungry, and what was it she made? She made rice, macaroni and cheese, green beans, corn, what was it? Baked chicken and salmon, because she wanted to jerk the chicken, and she just wanted some salmon too. So just all that together, and I'm like, man, that's a lot. Even when we make nachos, the other day, she made nachos and she made fajitas. Just like, anybody want to make a fajita? There you go. She made chicken, shrimp, and steak. So you had the choice of chicken, shrimp, and steak. Then you had the choice of making nachos instead, if you didn't want fajitas, or burritos, because we had burritos too. Or you could have made a bowl, because we had rice, we had corn, we had beans, we had black beans, pinto beans, we had cucumbers, tomatoes, black olives, all that, to where if you want to make it like liquid cheese, shredded cheese, everything from mozzarella, sharp cheese, I mean, just all kind of cheeses that you want to do. And then all the fixings, the sour cream, salsa on the side, you know, avocado slices. For people that eat avocado, don't eat guacamole, stuff like that. You know, people weird. But that was the thing. It was like a variety. If we went to a Mexican restaurant, it would have probably been about $180, close to $200 and some dollars for all that. For us to have a choice of having the burritos or the nachos. Steak nachos, you already, you know, you're doing about $25 to so dollars on a steak nacho. You know, $25, $30 on steak nachos. So in the end, a lot of people we talk about, man, these good restaurants we eat at, man, it's getting to be costly. You know, real costly to go to these restaurants. You know, I was just looking at a thing about Cheesecake Factory. A lady, she was up in, I think, Pittsburgh or something. And she moved out to California and made the first cheesecake. And now it's a $1 billion industry. And she started all that with just a blender, you know, the regular ingredients, and making cheesecake. And their advertisement is putting it at the front door. So you see the cheesecake when you first come in, that you know, hey, I got to eat some cheesecake with my dinner. You know? And a lot of people, man, my friend, big guy, you know, he's much older. He ended up getting laid off from his job. He already know how to bake, but I never knew. Man, that guy got laid off. He was making peach cobbler cheesecake. He made just a variety of cheesecakes, man. Pecan, and one of my friends, he was telling me about a blueberry cheesecake with pecans in the crust of the graham cracker. I was like, man, that sounds good. He said he ain't had nobody to make it for him. But I'm like, going to the Cheesecake Factory, that one slice set you back about $10. Making a whole pie yourself with the ingredients, you'll maybe be out, I say $20. But if you were to sell all those individual slices like cheesecake, man, that'd be well over, $80 to $120 for those slices that you make off that cheesecake. And so when it comes down to it, man, we need to get back to start making stuff at home, saving money, man, because bills, we got bills to pay. I shouldn't have to rationalize getting something to eat versus paying the light bill. I shouldn't have to rationalize hoping that I can pay the cell phone bill and stuff like that at a reasonable time so they won't cut it off. I know. That's why I get into budgeting. You shouldn't be too far back behind anyway. Oh, somebody hit the lottery last night. What was it last night? It's shining. Hello, today is Tuesday. Yeah, somebody hit last night at the Mega. But like I said, get into it, man. A lot of times, you shouldn't have to choose. You should be able to go out to eat, be reasonable, spend reasonable, and not have to penny pinch. You know how many people can't afford to go out to eat, but yet they want to keep up with the Joneses and still go out to eat. That's like back in the day when I was in high school. People used to go to Lenox Mall, which is the biggest mall, most expensive mall in Atlanta, just to go buy a pair of socks and walk around with a bag in the mall. Like, yeah, man, I had to get a few things. You bought a pair of socks. You bought a hat. A pair of socks cost you maybe $40. The hat itself cost you $40, $50 for a hat. But that was the thing, people had to stunt. It's no I don't have it with me today because I didn't bring my food, but I got a hot plate. Went on Amazon, I got this hot plate, and I got it from my coworker. So, it's good to switch up, but every now and then, man, I don't want the same thing. I don't want the same thing I ate last night. So I want something different, so I go buy something. But majority of the time, man, it's good to save that money. I bought that hot plate from Amazon for about $35. It came with fork, spoon, individual tray to hold sauces, or you can put something individually in there. Top locks down, clamps on the sides, outlets so where you can plug it up in your truck or plug it up in an office or something. So people who work in an office, they can take that thing, put it in the refrigerator, or keep it at their desk, because you put the thing in the refrigerator, keep it cold. Keep it at your desk all day. When it's time to go to lunch, you just plug it up right there. You already at the outlet, plug it up, and then start eating. That's the crazy part about that. A lot of people, man, we got to start back into the old days, man, where, man, we were saving money like crazy. How you think those older people were able to donate to the Black Panthers and all these different community tribes, and like the Selma, where they was catching buses? They all pulled together, carpooled, and made it happen. That's like even going into the Constitution. A lot of people fail to realize the Constitution can be rewritten. And right, what's going on, man? I haven't seen you in a minute moving around, but I don't lurk in too many spaces no more. So, if I don't catch you on Alonzo, man, I don't pretty much see you too much. But nice to see you, bro. But yeah, man, it's just, when it comes down to it, man, just eating out, It's not for the faint heart, man, because a lot of us, we have the money, but do you want to spend, that much money on some food when you can rationalize? That money might can be put towards something else later. Like I keep saying, going into the budgeting thing, a lot of us, if you budget now, you're not prepping later for things to happen or, hoping that you can get this done, Yeah, man. Yeah, the family good, man. My boys in the track. They're actually running track right now. One of them, he broke his wrist in wrestling, man. The guy's skinny, man. My son, one of my twins, he's real fragile, man. He broke his wrist like 2 years ago, falling down the steps, doing some little playing in the hallway. He fell down the steps, broke his wrist. Then he was wrestling, broke the same wrist in a different place. And the doctor was saying that, he's just skinny, his bones are fragile, and got to start giving him more vitamins and stuff like that. So we went to the health food store, got him some vitamins, doing pretty good. Other twin, they doing pretty good. Wife's doing well, man. No, can't complain, man. Great with the family. But, like I say, get back into it with the budgeting. Having a budget is, man, key. Yeah, he did. Yeah, about a month, he was already back off the cast, and he was doing his thing. Yeah, but like I say, man, budgeting is the key. We got to start having conversations with family members, having conversations with our kids, talking about this stuff, Why aren't we learning this? Like I said, life insurance was always a big thing that I already knew about. My great-grandma always told me, you don't want to be a burden on nobody when you die. At least you can do is cover your expenses for yourself. I've been constantly getting on my brother about stuff like that. My brother don't have life insurance. Like I said, it skipped his generation, and now it's skipping my generation with my cousins and them. Like, I think me and my younger brother are the only two that have life insurance. My two older brothers, they don't have life insurance. And when it comes down to it, generations prior to, mom them, they had life insurance. My grandma had life insurance. My aunts, that's around my grandma age, had life insurance. My cousins that are older than me, probably about 5 to 8 years, let's say about 10. I think one of my girl cousins, two of them had life insurance, but one of them passed. But the brother don't have life insurance. He has a 401k. He said, when I die, take the money out of my 401k. I already got everything set up where my wife can take the money out of my 401k and pay for my funeral. So he's covered. But a lot of the younger generation, like my cousin's kids, they don't think about life insurance. My cousin just turned 35, and he's like, man, I feel good for 35. I'm like, but do you have your priorities in order? You have a daughter, How's your daughter going to be taken care of when you don't have life insurance? If anything ever happens to you, the baby mom, they together, but they haven't been married because, when it comes down to it, he wanted to play the field so long. Now he wants to get serious with her. She's not taking him serious, And that happens amongst relationships with men and women. One of us want to be serious, the other one don't. And then when the other one wants to get serious, the other one can't take you serious because of your past. That's like, getting in trouble. Your past will always haunt you. Hey, what's up? Your past will technically always haunt you according to the things you do, man or woman. So we can point that finger at each other all day. Shout out to Swoop. I was on her channel. I was telling her, I said, man, I was a side dude and didn't even know it. The chick who I was fooling with back in the day, I'm going home. But it was a chick I was fooling with back in the day. It was my old girlfriend. She doubled back, tried to holler at me, and when it came down to it, she, was still fooling around with her baby dad. And I caught her at the mall when I went to go get me an outfit. My friend was like, man, we get an outfit for this girl. And just like I told her, I was like, man, I just want to look fly. You know, I'm always looking good, you know, but I just want to look, you know, fly. And he was like, whatever. So I'm in the mall walking around. I see her with her baby dad. So I'm like, well, that's her baby daddy. Ain't into it. So I'm calling her to see, you know, I might be picking you up a little early or something to go on a date. That was that night. She didn't answer the phone. She looked at the phone. I don't know if she put it on vibrate or what. But I'm like, dang. After that, I ain't want to fool with her no more. Because, you know, I already know what her intent was. I already knew what she was about. I'm in the A. Yeah, but I already knew what her intent was. But, you know, even when it came down to it, hey, everybody play the fool every once in a while, but, you know, it's what you do with your situations that, you know, kind of haunt you or make you better. So, you know, just sharpen your game. Don't get caught up in a situation to where you're the number 2 or the number 1, or, you know, you side B shot out of anything. Yep. Shout out to people, man. I'm about to jump off of here, man. My son just hit me up. I gotta holler at him about some things. Sorry I made this short, but shout out to the people that came through. Hit that like button on the way out. Once again, you know, we here, we gone. Peace.